Oh man, my name is Lisa Blunt and I'm back for your 100 Days of Joy. So, picking up where we left off, I want to talk about a teacher who I had. No, not a teacher, a mentor. Things that people that bring us joy. One of my mentors, Melda Grant. If you know her, make sure you send her this video. But Melda Grant was my mentor. She was I just thought it was so. I just thought she was the most amazing woman ever. She was my mentor when I was in a college bound program in Trenton, New Jersey. And I was in a college bound program at the community college. When I was growing up, we had these college bound programs that would, they would take you essentially in sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. And then there was a separate program for when you were in high school, prepare you for college, get you ready for college, teach you college readiness skills. They have since cut some of those programs and some of that funding because I guess too many of us were going, but we're going to college. But the point is, in that experience, I had a beloved counselor. And because of her actually seeing me, actually having conversations, it's weird though, because I would talk to people and I would have conversations with people, but a lot of times I realize we don't often connect with our young people. We might talk to them, talk at them, say things toward them, but not really like, what are your thoughts on that? What were you thinking about that? How'd you feel about that? Or what happened to you in that moment? And I feel like that experience with her, with my mentor at that time, who was a counselor, she was a counselor in the program. And I think, and I mean, later on, I was in, I don't know when, uh what grade I was in. I know I wasn't in high school yet when I had met her, but after I went to high school, I realized she was very instrumental. She played an instrumental role in a lot of activities and things for children in the high school. So, and I think having the experience of her, along with I had some great teachers. I had some that was disparaging. I remember this teacher I had, Miss Beige, in Miami Elementary School. We took a field trip to, this is interesting. This is not even about the joy. We took a field trip to the Statue of Liberty. My mom gave me $20. I had my $20. I had it folded up and I wanted to buy me like a pencil sharpener. It was a Statue of Liberty pencil sharpener. Somebody brought it for me too. I forgot about it. I think my teacher brought it for me. But when I went to pay for it, I didn't have my money. I couldn't find my money. So I dropped my money, right? So I'm looking around, trying to go back and find it. And somebody said, "Oh, they found $20." So I was like, "Oh, well, give it to us. Clearly that's my money." And the person was about to give me the money, and the teacher, Miss Beige came and she said, "No, you can't prove it's yours. You would have to prove it's yours," and all this stuff. And she made that person keep my $20. And I just thought, like, what a callous individual. I have not had many experiences with teachers who would have, I felt like that was brutal. I felt like it was so unfair. And I had not experienced that from the adults in my life up until that point. And I was in fifth grade at that time. Fast forward to when I get to this college bound program, sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. I think that kind of took something from me because I remember it and it was quite a long time ago. Um, I got to experience that counselor, Melda Grant, and who was my mentor for many years. If I still need to call her, I should. But I got to experience her, and the experience with her has shaped how I work with my clients today. The experience of her seeing me, understanding me, and taking the time to actually have conversations with me has shaped how I work with people today. So I think that is something, the memory of those times is something that brings me joy, but also having that experience and knowing that because of that, I am able to relate more, connect more. And connection is important to me, right? It's something that has shown me and taught me that connecting with the people that we work with is how important it is and how healing it is. Her Geez, her seeing me in that moment, connecting with me, healed a part of me. And I will say that that brings me joy. And I know that it brings joy to the people that I work with, because I in turn am able to see them and hear them and give voice to some of the things that they could not otherwise verbalize at times. Yeah.